What if the enemy we've been fighting for 50 years is actually us? In 1971, Richard Nixon signed the National Cancer Act. The idea was simple. We had just landed a man on the moon, so surely, with enough money and enough smart people, we could beat cancer too. That was the plan. More than 50 years later, cancer still kills around 10 million people a year. It's the second biggest killer on the planet. Treatments have gotten better. Real progress has happened. But the word cure almost never shows up without a dozen conditions attached to it. So what went wrong? Were the scientists not smart enough? Did we not spend enough money? That last one doesn't hold up because cancer treatment is now a global industry worth hundreds of billions of dollars a year. The real answer is stranger and harder to accept. Cancer isn't something that invades you from outside. It's something your own body builds. Here's the part that changes everything once it clicks. Cancer is made of your own cells, your own DNA. It's your biology, running a program written by your own body using rules that evolution built in millions of years ago. It's not a virus. It's not a bacteria sneaking in from the outside world. Your immune system is great at spotting foreign invaders because they look different from you. Cancer doesn't look different. Cancer is you, just a version of you that stopped following the rules. That's what makes it so brutally hard to kill without killing the person carrying it. This is exactly why chemotherapy works the way it does and fails the way it does. Chemo attacks cells that divide fast, and cancer cells divide fast. But so do your hair follicles, your gut lining, your bone marrow. The drug can't tell them apart. It just sees speed, not identity. Let's go a little deeper, because this is where it gets genuinely wild. Your body has around 37 trillion cells, and everyone carries a full copy of your DNA, about 3 billion letters of code. Every time a cell divides, it has to copy all 3 billion of those letters. And copying isn't perfect. Every single division creates a handful of random mistakes. Multiply that by the trillions of divisions your body performs across a lifetime, and the numbers get scary fast. Thankfully, your body has backup systems, genes that slam the brakes on runaway growth, repair systems that fix copying errors, a self-destruct switch that kills cells too broken to save, and an immune system constantly on patrol. Cancer only happens when several of these safety nets fail at once. A typical cancer cell has racked up hundreds of mutations over years, maybe decades, slowly chipping away at its own limits until it grows without stopping, dodges its own death signal, builds its own blood supply, and eventually spreads. Here's the big idea that changed how scientists think about cancer over the last 20 years. Cancer behaves like evolution, happening live inside your body. The cells inside a tumor are literally competing with each other. Whichever mutation helps a cell grow faster or survive longer gets passed on. Sound familiar? It's natural selection, just running inside a person instead of across a species. This explains something devastating. Why cancer keeps coming back stronger after treatment. When a drug hits a tumor, it kills the cells that are most vulnerable to it. But a few cells, just by chance, are slightly tougher. Those are the ones that survive and multiply. So the tumor that grows back is descended from the strongest survivors. In a way, treatment can accidentally train the cancer to resist future treatment. Now here's something people rarely hear. There's no single disease called cancer. There are over 200 of them. They all share the trait of growing out of control, but that's basically where the similarity ends. Lung cancer and leukemia and breast cancer behave like completely different diseases wearing the same name. Even two people with the exact same diagnosed cancer can have tumors that are genetically worlds apart. A drug that saves one patient might do nothing for the next, because at the molecular level, it's not really the same disease. Now let's talk about the immune system, because this is where the most exciting breakthroughs are happening. Your immune system is actually pretty good at killing cancer before it ever becomes a problem. Most rogue cells get wiped out early, silently, without you ever knowing. The cancers that turn into real tumors are the rare ones that figured out how to hide from your immune system or even shut it down locally. Immunotherapy tries to flip that switch back on. Checkpoint inhibitors, one of the biggest medical breakthroughs of the last decade, remove the off switches that cancer cells use to hide from immune attack. Patients who were given months to live are now alive years later. But this only works for about 20 to 40% of patients, even in cancers where it's supposed to work well. And sometimes turning the immune system back on causes it to attack healthy tissue too. There's no clean fix here, only trade-offs. Then there's metastasis, the moment cancer actually turns deadly. It's rarely the original tumor that kills someone. It's when cells break off, travel through the blood, and set up new tumors in the liver, the lungs, the bones. Each new tumor can behave differently and resist treatment differently, turning one disease into several battles at once. And some cancer cells go dormant. They stop dividing completely, hide from scans, hide from drugs built to target growth, and can stay silent for years before waking back up. That's why doctors talk about 5-year survival rates instead of using the word cured. Despite all this, real wins have happened. Childhood leukemia, once almost always fatal, is now curable in roughly 90% of cases. Certain breast cancers caught early have survival rates above 90%. CAR T therapy, which reprograms a patient's own immune cells to hunt cancer, has pulled people back from the edge after every other option failed. The pattern is clear. Simpler cancers, ones with clear genetic targets, are falling one by one. The tougher ones, like pancreatic cancer and glioblastoma, remain brutally hard. So why can't we cure cancer yet? Because it was never really one disease. It's 200 different wars, fought against an enemy built from your own cells that evolves in real time to survive treatment. Some of those wars are already won. Others are being won right now. The rest will take longer than anyone would like. But nobody fighting them is losing. They're learning. And in medicine, learning and winning eventually become the same thing.